So, what's up people and welcome to the Chapter 76 discussion of Kaiju number 8 or Kaiju 8号. So Chapter 76 came out about 10 days ago, and as always I will leave a link to this chapter that's currently being shown on the publisher's official website, Manga Plus, for free to the North American audience. So if you're interested, go take a look at it before they pull this chapter back. Okay, so Chapter 76 continues on from 75. If you recall, in the end of 75, the chapter was covering those big monsters that were terrorizing the Oizume area. And at that time, there were so many of them, and they were so large that the JDF teams that were there were having difficulty taking them down. And that is when Commander Mina steps up. From the other side of the city, she blasts one of the monsters down immediately. And we find out that she has powered up herself through the use of a railgun that has been built atop of the JDF headquarters. And so Chapter 76 continues on with that, and we learn a little bit more about this situation. It turns out that aside from the gun, it requires someone who is able to control that gun despite its power and be able to accurately shoot it. And it turns out that Commander Mina may be the only person in the world who can control a gun of that caliber. And so it says two things. First of all, it gives the special capability of Commander Mina. She is definitely OP. But the other is, if she is the only person who can control such a weapon, then the JDF may turn out to be one of the most powerful of these anti-monster armies that are fighting them. And so Chapter 76 continues on with that, and we see that one after another, Commander Mina takes down those gigantic monsters. And when Commander Mina destroys the very last monster with that big gun, you could see the sheer excitement in Kafka's face. He was really proud of his former partner, and he blurts out about the old days when she was his subordinate in that makeshift monster hunting team that they played when they were kids, which of course gets broadcasted to the entire team. And though we see Commander Mina playing it cool and having a poker face, I got a feeling there was a bit of warmth that came out of her when she heard Kafka's comment. And so this was a really sentimental part of the chapter. And with that, the town of Oizumi is basically secured. And so everybody is excited over the situation. And to some extent, some of the people start celebrating. But, as Kikoru Shinomiya says, that is not a good idea. Because this is most likely not the end of the attack. And it is during her conversation that she has with the current commander that we find out that these attacks were focused on very sensitive and delicate parts of the country. And just like when you do a first strike in an attack, you go after the very sensitive and important targets. And so if they were doing that, then this is the first strike, which indicates that there probably will be additional strikes following it. And as Kikoru points out, since this plan has been conceived by Monster Number 9, who is extremely intelligent, we can't assume that this attack has already been completed. And as if it was a segue to his appearance, we switch to Monster Number 9's location. And as Kikoru says, Monster Number 9 commences the next wave. And at that point, a significantly powerful kaiju appears in front of Narumi. And so he immediately thinks that they may have been targeting him, but it turns out that extremely powerful kaijus have appeared all over the country. And that makes sense. If you recall a few chapters back, there were some tremendously powerful looking kaijus that appeared. And since we haven't seen them since that time, it is appropriate that they do come out, and they did come out in this chapter. And because of that, the level of danger has increased significantly. All of these kaijus are S-class and are about as powerful or possibly more powerful than Monster Number 10. And so you could think of the first part as an appetizer to the main course that's actually coming now. And as well as these powered up individuals have defeated the monsters, that wasn't the challenge that they were training for. This is. And of all the monsters that came out, the one that seems to be targeting Kikoru Shinomiya seems to be a very interesting one. It'll be interesting to find out why this monster targeted Kikoru Shinomiya and why there seems to be somewhat of a recognition towards her. And so with that, this closes out somewhat the training arc, and we really go into the battle at this point. Now, we haven't seen Kafka in action yet, and Monster Number 9 himself hasn't come out into the battle. We have seen him, but he is still playing in the background. And so will Kafka come out in this battle? I am not sure. Considering the fact that all the other members have been spotlighted, I have a feeling that now that the danger level has increased, we'll be going back to each one of these characters to see, finally, just how far these people have improved and just how hard can they fight now against monsters of superior power. And so I am looking forward to seeing what happens, but we will have to wait until chapter 77 for that. And once that comes out, I'll bring out another video. I hope you join me at that time. But this is the chapter 76 discussion for Kaiju number 8. If you saw it, what'd you think about it? For me, I really enjoyed it. There was some seriously good artwork, including the one where that main gun fired against the monster horde. And it really shows how well Matsumoto Naoya can show the sheer power and action that's coming out during these battles. So yeah, I am looking forward to chapter 77. And when it comes out, I hope you join me at that time. And until then, happy manga reading. And as always, Jaya, nice day everyone.